little quick rundown, I suppose, before we get started on little modifications that I've done. She's a 2015 PK1 Ranger. It's a 3.2 6-speed auto. I'm old, I'm lazy, so I like automatics. It's the first actually automatic four-wheel drive that I've ever owned. But yeah, so what's it got? Well, it's pretty much super cab in silver, which is a really nice colour. I like the colour. 2-inch lift, 33-inch tyres, and yeah, just a few modifications, I suppose. UHF, fabulous fabrication snorkel, ARB bull bar. It has all the underbody protection, so right from here all the way to near the rear diff is full steel plate, and long range tank. So ARB 140 litre long range tank gets me about 1200 kilometres, and I've pretty much set it up for touring for me and the wife to go away in. Rock sliders, you know, all the standard dingo piss creek accessories that we all need. But yeah, I thought I'd just show off my truck. What I'll do is I'll probably start with the back of it and show you what I've done in here. So zip these two up, and this is all homemade stuff. So I made this box and everything. It latches at the side, lift that up. So I've got my travel buddy, got a soda stream. These are just containers for, you know, your knives and forks and food and bits and bobs. Up in here, probably bring this over and give you a little quick look. So we've got a battery management system, and that's my switches and everything to turn on lights up here, and turn on the power to the tent and all that sort of stuff, turn on the water pump and everything. So yeah, that's basically that side of it. That's sort of, you know, where we grab all our gear out of. So in the back here, I'll drop this away. Because I've got 33-inch tyres, I now can't fit a spare wheel up under the tub, which really sucks, because I'd like to be able to carry 2 spares, but I tried that the other day and I can't get that 33-inch up underneath there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to come up with maybe a bit of a plan. But I open this up. I actually really like the style side. This canvas canopy sort of keeps the weight down, and it's a little bit different too, you know. You see all the trucks, they've all got the tubs off them, the style sides off them, and they put a tray down with a metal canopy on the back, which is cool. Like, it's really nice. Costs lots of money if you want to get a good one. But yeah, I sort of thought I'll stick with this for a while and see how I go, and I'm kind of enjoying it. I think it's really good. So in the back here, obviously you got soft close open tailgate struts, because they normally just slam down. But in the back, up the front there, we've got a 120 litre water tank, a gas bottle. So that's my Makita 12-volt charger to charge my Makita batteries for my chainsaw and blower and stuff like that. Because it's a style side, obviously it gets covered in dust if you get on a dusty road. But what we do is we have a couple of big rhino boxes going down in here, and yeah, a couple of big rhino boxes down in here, and then we just throw all our stuff in that, which keeps all the dust out, so it's not too bad. If I open this up, just in the back of here, so that's where I keep, you know, my shower and stuff, my recovery gear, my barbecue, and, you know, jack and all that sort of gear all stays in there. So that's my hot water system for my shower and everything, and that's just a magnetic catch. And then this little latch, and then we've, you know, you've got your obligatory dingo piss shovel and dingo piss axe. So yeah, that's just inside the truck. Oh, down the side there's where the water pump is. It's a pressure pump to suck water out of that tank. 120 litres is really good for us. That being only 2 of us, we get to have a nice decent shower when we're at camp. Now you're probably wondering what's up the top here. Right, so I got myself a Bundu top tent and also Bush Company awning. done a fair bit of research on this sort of stuff. Spent way too much money. I was actually quite lucky. I picked up the Bundu top tent used. It had only been used a couple of times by the previous owner, and they were a little bit elder, and they worked out that the wife wasn't real happy climbing up on top of the car and sleeping up, you know, up the top there. So I ended up picking that up for $4.5 grand, and that also comes with, on the side there, which I'll show you guys a bit later, is the added room. So there's another $800 that was thrown on that was in with it. It also had a solar panel up on the top, which I removed because it was just too big, and my battery system wouldn't accept it. So what I've got up there now is 220 watts of solar, and yeah, that's pretty much the outside of it. So what I'll do is I'll stick you back on the tripod and we'll set up. I'll show you a little bit of the setup anyway. All right, so this is the added room. So if I zip this down, we drop this off. There's the zip there, one there, one there. Lift that up. This drops down. Take out these two poles. One goes in there, and one goes in there. Unclip this. Pull this up here. That slips in there. Slips in there. Drop those over the side. Oh, a little bit windy. And if you have a quick look up there, so that's solar from the roof. That comes down, feeds my my auxiliary battery, and that's power to the tent and everything. So to raise the tent, you just got to make sure all these latches are down, and then push the button. This is the reason why I really like this tent. Oops. Didn't clip that in properly. Yeah. It's always a way when you're trying to do a video or something, you always bugger something up. Press that. And that's it. So the tent's up. Then and of course this one pops out. Unbelievable. And then you latch those through there. They just clip on. And that clips on. So then you've got a ladder, you know, you're a big ladder, everybody would have seen them if you've got a rooftop tent. That clips onto there so you can access the side of the tent and everything. I'll give you a little quick looky up in there. So obviously inside the tent, if you have a look up onto the roof or ceiling of it, in the center there we've got a light. And we've also got two fans. All this is already powered, so you don't need, and there's just inside it, there's a cigarette lighter port so that you can plug in and charge your phones and do whatever, or run a laptop and all that sort of stuff. So it's really nifty. And like I said, it's about 18 seconds to set it up. Then if we come around to this side, we've got the side awning. So like I said, this is a Bush company. All this stuff comes from South Africa. There's distributors here on the Gold Coast and, you know, down in Melbourne and everything like that. Tough touring and stuff like that. So this is my Bush company awning. Now, these things are the duck's nuts. It is so strong and rigid and everything. It's polar, so it's freestanding. You don't need to dick around with poles and all that sort of stuff. If it's really windy, you can probably tie it down. But I'd be probably more inclined to pack it up if it got really windy. But then it's just like your standard, you know, 270 awnings. You just walk them out. Get that bag out of the way there. And I clip it up, that's it. It's ready and done. So that's my my 270 awning. Now I'll just give you a little show around this here. So what we've got, like I said, this stuff's made by Tough Touring, really good company. So that's all these brackets that are suited for this awning and to also suit the Bundu top tent, and holds it all rigid. Now, what build number is it? It's 948. Now, as you can see, like, this stuff is quality, man. It's really good gear. There's plenty of YouTube videos, you know, focusing just on this awning alone. It's about 27 kilos, so there's a fair bit of weight in it. And also the tent is about 67 kilos. So by the time you add the little brackets, you know, add the awning up and the tent and everything, I've probably got close to 100 kilos sitting up on the roof, which is a fair bit. But like I said, I'm not sort of using this truck for rock hopping and whatever. This is a touring rig set up for me and the wife just to go away and do our weekend camps and stuff like that. But like, the quality of the welding and just how strong this thing is the reason why I bought it. I also was lucky enough to score this off a Gumtree, which was purchased by a chap that brought it in, and they're about $1,980 brand new. I picked this one up for 1,800 bucks. It was brand new, never been out of the box. The reason the guy sold it was because he actually measured the width of it and then worked out how it was going to sit on his truck, and realized that then he couldn't get his car inside his garage. So yeah, he put it up on Gumtree for sale. I offered him 1,500. He wouldn't come to it. He just stuck at his 1,800 bucks, but I was willing to pay that anyway. So I raced down there and grabbed it before somebody else did. Now, all of this stuff, like these Bundu tents, also this Bush Company awning, like, there's a huge wait for these products because we've got COVID and everything, and everyone's sort of stuck in Australia and they don't go overseas anymore. Just a second, put you in there. They can basically sell these to anybody, you know. Like, there's a huge wait. You're looking at, you know, 2 to 3 months to get yourself a Bundu top tent, and you're also probably about the same 2 to 3 months to get yourself an awning if you want to purchase from these guys. So I was lucky enough to be able to find them quickly and then just go and pick them up. What else have we got here that I could probably run you down? Oh, I can show you this. Like, I'm 100 kilos, right? So I don't know how many other awnings you can get around. You know, you can buy a cheap King's one and stuff for like 300 bucks, and you know, like you can get this for this much and it costs you this much and this much. But I'm pretty sure you can't do this with a King's awning. Yoo-hoo! That's what, you know, it's quality gear and you got to pay for it. That's what it costs. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll bring you around, whip you around over here. Just inside, that's my switch. That turns on that pump. You can hear it running now. It's a little pressure pump, so it hasn't got pressure in the line yet. So that's where I hook up my water for my shower and stuff, which is pretty cool. What actually happens is I made a little bracket that sits up into here, pops out, and then my shower rose and everything hangs off of here, and you can have a shower. This tent also comes with walls, like this added room. So you know, obviously you put a wall up around here with the Velcro, which drops down. You can peg it down to the ground, which is really good. And it gives you that privacy. So we don't need a shower tent or any other extras. We can just drop that up. Takes me a couple of seconds to throw that up also, which is really easy. And it also sort of protects you, like, you know, if it's raining and whatever, you don't want to be climbing out of your tent and then getting drenched as you're getting out of your tent. So that sort of gives you a bit of protection. But yeah, I actually think it looks pretty cool. I'm very happy with it. It's actually all the canvas and stuff is really good quality canvas. It's also on the top of these Bush companies, you've got silver reflective film, which keeps the heat out of it. So when it's all up and done, like you can see right there, it's all the same color. It just all matches and everything. When I actually got it all together and finally got it, you know, set up, yeah, I just went, wow, man, I love that. It looks awesome. So yeah, extremely happy with it. Yeah, so that's our little setup, our little going away rig. Yeah, so while I've got you here, I'll give you a quick rundown of what sort of is inside the cabin. Suicide doors, I love them. So this here's my auxiliary battery. Has an ARB compressor and everything to blow up tyres, you know, let your air out and re-blow them up. Let's quickly show you in here. This is where the battery for the extra battery for the vehicle sits. That's the cabling and everything that I've done. So it's a red arc BC-DC exchanger from the solar, you know, the swaps over power from the alternator, solar, yada yada. Also got a 350 watt red arc inverter. 350 watts is plenty. I don't have a coffee machine. I'm not trying to, you know, use a hair dryer and all that sort of stuff. So that's plenty enough for us. That'll charge a laptop so that we can watch Netflix and all that sort of stuff. Up here we've got an ARB link system. So this stuff was actually in the car when I purchased it, which is really good because it costs like $1,000 for that key, and that operates off of this little thing up here. Looks like a phone, but as you can see there, it's connecting to the car now. So that runs like all my lights, any of the switching that I need doing in the vehicle. So I've got rock lights underneath it. You know, it's remote, so like you can turn the power off to everything. You can turn the power off or on for everything if you're, you know, wherever you're sitting around camp. It just Bluetooths to the to that little system there, which controls everything. So inside that box there's a 270 amp hour AGM battery, which is absolutely heaps for us. Yeah, lithium, you could do that. I could get more power. I could make it a lot lighter because that's an extremely heavy battery, but it was already there, so, you know, why not utilize what the stuff is. But also, you know, cigarette lighter ports and USB ports and all that sort of stuff. Airline for the ARB compressor. Up here we have, when I purchased the car had a winch on it, but it was actually buggered, so I pulled the front winch out of it. But that's the controls up there for it. So, you know, you've got your master on switch that turns the compressor on, the winch, and then you've got in, out switched up there, which is really cool. UHF radio sitting over there, and that's that link system. It'll show you there. So that at the moment it's you know, that's telling me that I've got 13.3 volts in my auxiliary battery, and the crank battery is 12.2 volts. It also has, you know, TPS. It manages everything basically. Comes with an iDrive, neoprene seat covers. I got a 40 litre Waco that sits over there and it's strapped down, which is really good. It's easy for us. The rear seats have been removed, so it's been mod plated to have the rear seats out, seat belts removed and everything, because I don't have kids or I don't expect to carry passengers. So that's one of the reasons why I purchased this vehicle, is because of, you know, this sort of setup. I really like this. So that's the inside of the car basically. But other than that, I'm starting to run out of things to tell you, I suppose. I'm sure there'll be more. There's a couple of little modifications that I want to do. You know, I want to delete this chrome and stuff, delete these chrome mirrors and black it all out, which will look a lot better. I'll give you a show under here. So it runs Old Man Emu BP51 remote reservoir shocks, which are really good. I've actually, my son and I just worked on these the other day, because the spherical bearing down the bottom of these is notoriously for getting dirt and stuff in it, and then it creates a major squeak in the front end. So we changed those bearings out, which wasn't too difficult. It's got a diff drop, which then in turn lines up all the CVs and stuff so they're not on stupid angles. And if you can see down there, that'll show you the bash plates and everything that it has, which is really cool. So yeah, it's pretty much got everything that you'd ever want on a good touring vehicle. It's all been set up. Hardcore driving lights, GME aerial and stuff for the UHF. But yeah, you know, it's got a couple of scratches, a couple of little dents here and there because it's used for a four-wheel drive. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty bloody impressed, to tell you the truth. So anyway, that's my my rundown of my Ford Ranger, my rig, and yeah,